I really just wanted to share with you just what we are doing in education, just to hopefully give you some insight into what we do as a company and how you may be able to leverage some of the resources and the solutions that we have. So, you know, as we all we're focused on policy, we're focused on solutions, we're focused on measuring those solutions. We get caught up very much in the day-to-day. And every so often I like to just take a pause and look at, for example, the faces of these students in our Oracle school, Penelope School in Midrand in South Africa that we built with the Department of Basic Education a few years ago, and remind myself and remind ourselves as a team what it is all about. And it really is all about building quality education so that we can build and develop the socio and economic potential of countries in Africa, and to ensure that Africa grows and prospers and that there is a future for that very young population that's growing up in Africa today. And I think the words of the principal of the school resonate with what many of us have been saying over the last few days, and the importance of collaboration and engaging multi-stakeholders to really make the impact that we need to make in Africa. So a little bit about Oracle. If I were to sum up what Oracle's strategy is in a nutshell, I would say we are all about simplifying IT, eliminating the complexity in the IT solutions so that organizations can actually focus on whatever their daily business is, whatever their core business is, and also hopefully have time to innovate at the same time. Our customers often tell us that they spend a huge amount of budget, a huge amount of energy and resources just managing the systems they have. So by simplifying the IT systems, we are hoping that we can free up that time for our customers and the organizations that we work with so that they can focus on driving their business and innovating at the same time. So how do we do that? Well, we engineer software and hardware systems to work together. Some people have said that we're like the Apple of the enterprise world. And how can we do that? Well, we can do that because we have a very unique proposition. We actually have products that are at every single layer of the stack, both at the hardware and the software end. So we can provide applications if you're running a HR system, or you need payroll for your Ministry of Education. We have database, we have middleware so that they talk to the database, all the way down to storage. And what we have done by engineering those hardware and software systems to work together is we've taken on the complexity, and we ensure that the products at all those different layers of the stack interoperate so they can talk to each other, they work together without our customers having to do all that work. And you know, we've been renowned in the IT industry for a very long-standing practice of cobbling together different components. Some people compare it to, you know, if you had to, when you buy your car, if you had got it all in pieces and had to put it together, how challenging that will be. Well, we understand now that in the IT industry, we have similar challenges, and that's what we're working to resolve. So then in education, we have, you know, right across the education spectrum, we have solutions to support what you are trying to do. We provide solutions to school systems, higher education institutions, how they manage their campuses, how they manage student excellence, how they track student performance. Research institutions, often that are managing a lot of big data, that have to do analytics on a lot of data. Right through to the public sector agencies, such as the Ministries of Education, Ministries of ICT, that again have voiced many of the challenges that they have, be it around data management systems, really trying to ensure that as they build the education system of the future, that what they have is sustainable and hopefully cost efficient. So we've talked about a lot of challenges in education for Africa, what we need to do. And that in itself is probably taking up all of our time and energy. Meanwhile, there are challenging times all around us. Global recession, a lot of global challenges. And what we hear over and over again is that we need to innovate in order to overcome these challenges. We need to innovate our way out of this, be it as a business or indeed as a country, in order to be competitive. And we know that IT is going to be pivotal to that transformation in terms of how we drive growth and how we prosper. And this is something that Oracle understands very well, and we actually partner with ministries of education and governments all over the world to help them on that road to transformation. We know that with the demands that our citizens put on the public sector for more services, and the public sector has restricted budgets, then it's really important that we make everything count. And that will include developing holistic IT solutions so that what you have is a cost-effective, sustainable solution. And so we're happy to partner with you on that. We have a lot of experience around the world and indeed in Africa in doing that. There are many of my colleagues here today, so if we haven't had a chance to speak to you and you're interested in any particular area, do come by the booth and we'd be happy to talk to you about that. Now, the other side of the challenging times is, many people have spoken about it already, is how do we prepare our young people? How do we prepare our young people so that they are ready to take on the challenge? They have the skills to go out there and innovate and to support what needs to be done in Africa. Well, in Oracle, we think there are 3 skills in particular that are very, very important to that. Technology skills. Okay, we're Oracle, it's a given, of course we'd say that, but I think everybody agrees that technology skills are incredibly important. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be going into the IT industry, but right across all industries, a knowledge of technology is very key to what people are doing. Communication skills. We live in a globalized world. How you communicate is absolutely critical, and it's something that industry and hiring companies look at when they're interviewing young candidates. And thirdly, critical thinking skills. We all know how challenging the problems of today are. There doesn't seem to be a simple problem anymore. They're all pretty tricky. So developing critical thinking skills in our youth is absolutely fundamental in order to giving them really the prerequisites for success in this globalized world. So in Oracle, in addition to all of the solutions that we bring to the education side, we also do some work, much of it non-profit, in the education space. And that is very much around developing skills via our Oracle Academy program. And essentially, we know that educators are challenged in bringing these skills into the classroom, aligning it to the curriculum, and helping their young people develop those critical skills for life and work in this century. What we do is we really help those educators prepare for those skills, make sure that they are industry relevant, so that when they come out of the education system, they are employable. Now, we do this right across both the secondary education system and the higher education system. And what we offer, depending on the needs of the school or the university, is a portfolio of software, curriculum, technical support, certification resources, and probably most importantly, and something that many of you touched on today, professional development for teachers. Particularly in our introduction program, where we're introducing people, particularly the high schools, to the technical subjects, starting with the teacher and ensuring that the teacher has been trained and ready to deliver this in the classroom is very important. And we also work with national qualification frameworks to try and map the curriculum to the qualification frameworks that they have, as the British Council alluded to earlier. Like I said, we can't do it alone. This is a very big challenge, and we are very open to partnering with ministries of education and education organisations all around the world to where there are synergies so that we can make a bigger impact together. Our impact has been pretty big so far. We support 1.9 million students in about 97 countries. But it's still only a drop in the ocean, and there's a lot more work to do. We realise there's a lot more work to do in Africa, and we're very committed to doing that. We can't do it all ourselves, so we do actually support other organisations as well in the work that they're doing. Through our Oracle Giving grant programme, we actually focus on making some monetary grants to large global organisations that are focused on science, technology, education and maths. And we choose large global organisations because the impact is bigger. We make sure that students and teachers all over the world get access to that. A couple of those, Carnegie Mellon, their ALICE program. This is an online free resource where young students can start learning about Java programming, but in a very fun and engaging way through making movings and doing animation. And there, what's really important is they're not just learning about technology, they're focusing on the critical thinking and the communication skills as well. Similarly, with the University of Kent, the Greenfoot program is very focused on, again, helping students learn about object-oriented programming in Java. And then you have the Khan Academy that many of you may be aware of. They offer a lot of online video resources to students around the world. Now, in addition to that, the Oracle Academy provides teacher training on ALICE and Greenfoot because, again, we understand that sometimes the first step in adopting new resources and curriculum in the classroom is to support that teacher. And finally, many of you, I'm sure, will be familiar with Junior Achievement. They focus on entrepreneurship programs. We recognize how important that is in Africa, and our staff around Africa engage with Junior Achievement either as mentors, or they sit on the boards, or they get directly involved in many of the activities. Now, we're also doing what we call hiring for the future. What we realized is that we need to bring in more interns into Oracle and start really developing that pipeline of talent from the graduates. And what we've done in the last year, we've brought on board about 70 interns, and about 60% of those are in Africa alone. And they have been involved in a very structured, rigorous internship program where they get business skills training, they get mentorship, they do entry-level sales activities, and they also get to shadow a more experienced professional. Our goal is that we'll actually be able to keep about 35% of them, and the rest of them will actually then go into our partner ecosystem with these great skills that they've learned. It's been incredibly successful. We've learned a lot from them. I think they've inspired us as much as we've inspired them, and we're looking to actually grow that program next year. We're also hiring in Africa. We're particularly focused on Botswana and Kenya right now. They are for more experienced professionals, but our commitment to Africa is there, and we want to really work to bring more talent into Africa, use the talent that is there, and nurture that to grow our business and to impact the communities where we are working and living. So that's just a very short overview on Oracle. It's a vast company. We do a lot of different things, but I wanted to focus specifically on what we are doing in education.